India assuming the presidency of the Security Council for the month of August. It's a monthly event. For the month of August, we had reminded India to act objectively, but unfortunately, a country aspiring for a permanent seat in the Security Council did not behave in the manner that was befitting of that responsibility. By not acceding to Pakistan's request to brief the Security Council, India has been, in our view, in breach of its obligation as President of the Security Council. As you all know, Pakistan has been facilitating the peace process. Our role has been and will continue to be of a facilitator of the Afghan peace process and not of a guarantor. We cannot guarantee, we can only facilitate. It is for the Afghans to decide about their future. Pakistan has been consistently advocating that there is no military solution to this conflict. A negotiated political solution is the only way forward, to which the international community now agrees. This is a fact that Prime Minister Imran Khan has always been an advocate of a negotiated political solution. And I'm glad that there is a convergence at the international level that this is the sensible way forward. Pakistan played an instrumental role in bringing the Taliban to the negotiating table in 2019. Pakistan facilitated the conclusion of the US-Taliban peace agreement in February 2020 in Doha. Pakistan helped to convene the intra-Afghan negotiations in September 2020, and in December 2020, Pakistan contributed to the rules of procedure agreed between the parties. Pakistan has joined the Troika, which is US, Russia, China, to facilitate the intra-Afghan talks and the Doha process. We look forward to the upcoming Troika meeting on the 11th of August in Doha. We did invite, and you are aware of that, Afghan leaders. And by the way, this invitation was to Afghan leaders minus Taliban, to a conference in Islamabad to discuss the way forward. This conference was postponed on President Ashraf Ghani's request. We reiterated and we reiterate the need for effective utilization of available mechanisms of cooperation, including Afghan-Pakistan Action Plan for Peace and Solidarity. We have a mechanism available, and we have repeatedly said, instead of pointing fingers, if you have an issue, bring it up, let's discuss it, and find a way out. I've invited the Afghan Foreign Minister formally in writing to visit Islamabad and raise the issues that he has in mind, so that as neighbors we can discuss them and resolve them. We also urge the government of Afghanistan to refrain from the blame game and engage with Pakistan in a meaningful manner to address the challenges to peace, security and progress in the region. Once again, the peace process in Afghanistan is at a critical juncture. It is important that all energies are focused on finding an inclusive, broad-based and comprehensive political settlement through a process that is Afghan-led and Afghan-owned. We have repeatedly stated that we have no favorites in Afghanistan. We see all sides in the conflict as Afghans. We do not, differentiate. They're all Afghans, and they have to decide about their future. It is unfortunate to scapegoat Pakistan for the failures of others. The issues of governance and meltdown of Afghan National Defense Forces needs to be looked into, and not just start pointing fingers at Pakistan. In his statement, the UN Security Council, the Afghan representative propagated disinformation and leveled baseless allegations against Pakistan to mislead the international community. We categorically reject those baseless accusations. As the US NATO forces are near completion of their withdrawal from Afghanistan, we are seriously concerned at the growing violence and lack of substantive progress in the intra-Afghan negotiations. We are also deeply concerned at the reports of human rights violations and urge all sides to show full respect for human rights and international humanitarian laws. We have shared our perspective with all UN Security Council members through a circulated statement. Our position is clear and has been consistent. Thank you.
Ji, please.
So what are the turning points between the relationship with Pakistan and Afghanistan? That is the matter of the daughter of the ambassador or something else?
Dekhiye, as I said, the situation is evolving. Unfortunately, things have not been managed well. I will not go into details. I think the world should ponder and see that the amount of money spent, where is it gone? The capacity building, the training, the equipment, where is it? The lack of will to fight, the capitulation that we are seeing in Afghanistan, can we be held responsible for that? No, we cannot, and we should not. Now, Should Pakistan be held responsible for failures of others? No. We will not be apologetic. We will articulate our point of view, nationally and internationally, because we have been sincere and we have been honest in attaining and facilitating peace and stability there. Because that was in sync with our objective, or objective of Imran Khan's PTI government. And what is that objective? That objective is economic security of Pakistan. Now, how do we get economic security of Pakistan until we have peace in the region? How do we get our regional connectivity that Prime Minister Imran Khan had traveled to Tashkent to talk about? If we do not have peace, we cannot get the regional connectivity. If we do not get the regional connectivity, we do not get the economic security that is required. Energy is one of our serious challenges. And through TAPI and the CASA 1000 transmission line, and through the railway connections that we foresee with the Central Asian republics, we get that connectivity. Unfortunately, if Afghanistan remains unstable, we have nothing to gain. We have everything to lose. And we have paid a huge price. Let the world know that Pakistan has been a victim. The people of Pakistan have suffered. The price that we have paid has to be understood. We've had close to 80,000 casualties. We've suffered huge economic losses. The world should not be oblivious of that. And we will very clearly project our point of view to the international community.
Ji, please. I'll come here.
जी, thank you, Ali Hussain, representing Business Reporter. शाह साहब को पिछले दिनों मिस्टर गनी ने भी जो है तनकीद की है यूएस क्विक विथड्रॉल जो कर रहे हैं अफगानिस्तान से। ये जो सिचुएशन इवॉल्व हो रही है, अगर महीने या 2 महीनों में तालिबान काबुल को कैप्चर कर लेते हैं तो पाकिस्तान की क्या पॉलिसी होगी? क्या एक्सेप्टेबल होगा पाकिस्तान के लिए? रिकॉग्नाइज करेंगे, नहीं करेंगे?
पहली बात, if you look at Pakistan's statements that we've made at different forums, in our bilateral meetings, at international forums, what have we been saying? We have been saying Pakistan is advocating a responsible, orderly withdrawal. There are 2 lafz काबिल गौर है: responsible, orderly withdrawal. Now, what does that mean? It means that when you are withdrawing, withdraw in a manner that there is no vacuum created within Afghanistan. Because what we fear, that if there is a vacuum, who will benefit? Not Pakistan, not the region. The actual beneficiaries of that vacuum will be terrorist outfits that have been hurting Pakistan, that have been hurting this region. That is why we expected along the withdrawal there would be a process of negotiations, and they will go hand in hand. If you divorce one from the other, the objective would be chaos. And we do not want to see chaos in Afghanistan. That's one. On the question of a forcible takeover, Pakistan has not been supportive of a military takeover. Period. When we are talking of a political solution, it is the opposite of a military takeover. I mean, it's understood. Because we feel that that would result in a lot of bloodshed. And the people of Afghanistan have seen a lot of bloodshed. They have suffered a lot. And that suffering should come to an end. The leadership in Afghanistan should rise to the occasion and provide the leadership to see how they can avoid that.
जी रास्ता से याद
थैंक यू सर। राशिदा सयाल अब्बत से सर ये बता दीजिए कि अफगानिस्तान के मसले को लेकर पाकिस्तान ने जितना अमेरिका का साथ दिया, क्या पाकिस्तान को उतनी इम्पोर्टेंस इन रिटर्न मिली कि नहीं मिली, ये बता दीजिए, क्योंकि अमेरिकी प्रेसिडेंट की जानिब से अभी तक प्राइम मिनिस्टर के साथ कोई बात नहीं की गई। सेकेंडली, मोहित यूसुफ साहब ने अपने स्टेटमेंट में कहा है कि अमेरिका ने तो कोई अड्डे या बेसिस का लफ्ज़ ही नहीं इस्तेमाल किया।
क्या?
सर, एनएसए ने अपने स्टेटमेंट में कहा है कि अमेरिका की जानिब से बेसिस की मांगने के हवाले से कोई बात नहीं हुई अफगानिस्तान को लेकर, तो इस पर भी क्लैरिफाई कर दीजिए। थैंक यू।
Mohtama, to begin with, our objectives in Afghanistan are in sync with what the US is saying, what the international community is saying. We're on the same page. We are saying exactly what they want because that is in the regional interest. Now, if our interests are allied, then we should be working more closely. We should have more consultations. We should have more coordination, right? And if there is a lack of that, or if there is a growing perception of lack of that, it's not helpful. It is not helpful in achieving our shared objective. One. Secondly, let the world know that peace and stability in Afghanistan is a shared responsibility. Pakistan will play its role, but the international community cannot shy away. They also have to contribute and continue to play its role.
जी ज़रूर
Well, we have a lack of that, or if there is a growing perception of lack of that, it's not helpful. It is not helpful in achieving our shared objective. One. Secondly, let the world know that peace and stability in Afghanistan is a shared responsibility. Pakistan will play its role, but the international community cannot shy away. They also have to contribute and continue to play its role.
जी ज़रूर
So basically, NSA का statement जो National Security Advisor का जो statement है, basically clarify.
Well, we have the Prime Minister has made a very categorical statement on what we will and what we will not do.
जी ज़रूर
Thank you, sir. This is Zahoor from GWLG. कुरैशी साहब, एक नई सूरत-ए-हाल एवान हो रही है। सलामती कौंसिल में इंडिया ने पाकिस्तान को बोलने नहीं दिया। अमेरिका ने अफगानिस्तान में अभी 52 बॉम्बर्स का इस्तेमाल शुरू कर दिया है और पाकिस्तान में आप देख लें कल कोयटा में जो है वो अटैक हुआ, पुलिस वाले शहीद हुए, इसी तरह चाइनीज को टारगेट किया जा रहा है, सीपैक को टारगेट किया जा रहा है. डू यू थिंक a new great game is being initiated in this region? Thank you.
Well, we have repeatedly expressed our concern on the role of the spoilers, and we have said there are spoilers within and there are spoilers outside. There are elements who do not want to see peace and stability for different reasons. Some to keep Pakistan in a sandwiched position, and some for personal perpetuation of their ambitions and power.
जी नवीद साहब.
शाह साहब नवीद बनाए से सर, अफगानिस्तान की जो मौजूदा रजीम है, अशरफ गनी गवर्नमेंट जो है वो पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ मुसलसल प्रोपेगेंडा में मसरूफ है. तो ऐसे माहौल में हम कैसे अपना फैसिलिटेटर के साथ बेहतर अंदाज में अदा कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि अशरफ गनी गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से सोशल मीडिया पर भी हमारे खिलाफ सैंक्शन पाकिस्तान खिलाफ चला जा रही है.
Now the point is, let me answer this first. देखिए, the point is, we are saying what we are saying, we are doing what we are doing for the people of Afghanistan. The present rulers have their own perspective. They can have their own objectives, but our understanding is that the people of Afghanistan want peace and stability. They're looking towards a leadership, and they're looking towards all regional stakeholders and the international community to play a role of facilitating that process. So, on the question of the tragic and cowardly Dasu incident, Pakistan has almost completed its investigation, and we've drawn our conclusions. We are in consultations with our Chinese friends. As you are aware, the team was here, we facilitated, and once we've consulted with them, inshallah, we intend to share the outcome of our investigation with the media soon, inshallah.
शाह साहब कुछ बॉर्डर बंद है, ओवरकम बॉर्डर है, चमन बॉर्डर है, दोस्ती बाग जो बॉर्डर है वो बंद है. दूसरी जानिब कुछ तालिबान ने इन जो रास्ते हैं वो बंद किया हुआ है. क्या हमारी गवर्नमेंट अफगान अथॉरिटी के साथ इनको खोलने के लिए बातचीत कर रही है या तालिबान के साथ बातचीत कर रही है, और क्या तवक्को करते हैं कि ये बॉर्डर जल्द खुल जाएगी?
You would recognize the fact to facilitate the Afghans, their trade and their people, we opened 5 crossings despite the COVID pandemic. This was a conscious decision. We helped the stranded Afghans go back home, and we facilitated transit trade as well. So the idea was to be supportive to their needs. We have always been saying that the border has to be managed in a manner which is acceptable to both sides. And we have done our bit for better border management. And one of the concrete steps that we have taken is fencing the border. Today, almost 98% of our border with Afghanistan is fenced. Why are we doing that? We spent a lot of money on that so that we have a better control of who is coming in and who is going out. Why are we doing that? As responsible neighbors, to check the unwanted elements to come in. And people have been coming in using Afghan soil against Pakistan, and we have a very clear policy that we will not allow our soil to be used against anyone, including Afghanistan.
लास्ट में गुरगोन साहब के पीछे सॉरी मैं उनका नाम
थैंक यू नासर फ्रॉम द बीबीसी शाह साहब इस वक्त हम बात कर रहे हैं तो तालिबान have taken control of the 6th provincial capital in Afghanistan, Haal district, Haal in Samarkand province. और इंट्रा अफगान टॉक्स जो है वो अभी तक कोई बेनतीजे नहीं है. सो आपके ख्याल में क्या वो मुकम्मल तौर पर नाकाम हुए हैं? क्योंकि जिस तरह तालिबान गैर दफे कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं प्रोविंशियल कैपिटल्स पर, इससे तो लग रहा है कि 1-2 माह में ही पूरे 34 प्रोविंसेस या भी जो पेटियां खेल रहे हैं तो तभी कब्जा करने की या कंट्रोल हासिल करने की. क्या कहेंगे, इंट्रा अफगान टॉक्स नाकाम हुए हैं या अभी कोई उम्मीद है आपको?
देखिए, उम्मीद पे दुनिया कायम है और नाउम्मीद नहीं होना चाहिए, नंबर 1. नंबर 2, अगर अफगान टॉक्स कामयाब होती हैं तो ये कामयाबी का सेहरा अफगान क़यादत के सर होगा. अगर खुदा न खास्ता अफगान टॉक्स नाकाम होती हैं तो ये नाकामी की जिम्मेदारी भी अफगानिस्तान पे जाती है, पाकिस्तान पे नहीं. पाकिस्तान अपना किरदार अदा कर रहा है, करता रहेगा. पाकिस्तान में क्लैरिटी है, पाकिस्तान में कोई अभाम नहीं है, और पाकिस्तान बिल्कुल हमने अपनी मंजिल का, अपने मुस्तकबिल के रास्ते का तयन कर लिया है. हम डगमगाएंगे नहीं. हम बिल्कुल हमारी जो सिमत है वो वाज़ेह है और इंशाअल्लाह हम उस सिमत पर कायम रहेंगे. हमें इस बात का एहसास है कि मलबा पाकिस्तान पे डालने की कोशिशें जारी हैं, तोहमतें पाकिस्तान पे लगाई जा रही हैं बावजूद. और मुझे कई दफ़ा हैरानी भी होती है और अफसोस भी होता है कि कई दफ़ा हमारे अंदर से कुछ लोग हम कलाम हो जाते हैं. मैंने आज बदकिस्मती से एक स्टेटमेंट देखा है एक मुंतखब नुमाइंदे का, जो मुझे देखकर दुख हुआ कि वो किसकी ज़बान बोल रहे हैं. वो पाकिस्तान की ज़बान बोल रहे हैं या वो हिंदुस्तान की तर्जुमानी कर रहे हैं. मुझे अफसोस हुआ, मैं नाम नहीं लेता.
जी एजाज साहब.
डिप्लोमेसी में हमने बहुत सारी दफ़ा देखा है कि फ्रंट पर कुछ और मामला होता है लेकिन उसके बैक पर कुछ और मामला होता है. आपने कुछ इंडिकेट भी किया. क्या ऐसा नहीं है कि जो सी पैक एकदम दोबारा राइज होता दिखाई दे रहा है, पाकिस्तान को सी पैक से हटाने के लिए एफर्ट जो हो रही है, ये एक जानिब उसका पार्ट हो और दूसरी जानिब जो अमेरिका और भारत के ताल्लुकात हैं उनका इन दोनों चीज़ों का शक सा ना हो. दूसरा पार्ट ये है कि जब आपको याद होगा कि जब बरतानिया इंडिया सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल का इलेक्शन लड़ रहा था, उस वक्त भी आपसे बातचीत हुई तो आप फरमाते थे कि कुछ नहीं होगा, कोई कयामत नहीं आ जाएगी. आज कहीं हम अपनी गलती तस्लीम करते हैं या रियलाइज कर रहे हैं कि अगर उस वक्त हमने न किया होता ऐसा और इंडिया के खिलाफ एक ब्लॉक
जी नहीं, जी नहीं। देखिए, दो जुज़ हैं आपके सवाल के, मैं पहले आ जाता हूँ। जहाँ तक सीपैक का ताल्लुक़ है, आप भी जानते हैं और मैं भी जानता हूँ कि सबको ये मंसूबा उनके दिल पे नहीं बैठता और उनकी अपनी तरजीहात हैं, लेकिन पाकिस्तान की तरजीहात बड़ी वाज़ेह हैं और इस पर एक नेशनल कंसेंसस मौजूद है और इंशाअल्लाह मुश्किलात के बावजूद हम आगे बढ़ते चले जाएंगे। सीपैक प्रोजेक्ट्स को निशाना बनाने की गाहे बगाहे कोशिश होती रही है और आप देखते हैं कभी सरीना पे हमला, कभी दासू का वाक़या, कभी जौहर टाउन लाहौर की कार्रवाई, ये सब आप देखेंगे तो ताने बाने कहीं ना कहीं जुड़ते हैं, लेकिन हमारे अज़्म को और हमारे हौसले को वो मांद नहीं कर पाएंगे। इंशाअल्लाह हम इस पर पूरी कौम मुत्तफ़िक़ व मुत्तहिद है और इनको मुकम्मल करना हम पाकिस्तान के मफाद में समझते हैं। काम जारी रहेगा, नंबर एक। नंबर दो, देखिए सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल की जो मेंबरशिप होती है ना, वो मेरे भाई उसके लिए फ़ैसला बहुत पहले किया जाता है और ममालिक उसके लिए अपनी तगोदो जुस्तजू साल हा साल पहले कर लेते हैं। ये जो हिंदुस्तान को मेंबरशिप मिली, ये पिछले 1 साल में या 2 साल में इसका फ़ैसला नहीं हुआ, ये पहले से हो चुका था और वो अपनी कार्रवाई कर रहे थे। मिसाल के तौर पर पाकिस्तान ने अब जो सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल की मेंबरशिप के लिए जुस्तजू करनी है अगली सीट के लिए, जो हमारी ख्वाहिश है कि हम 2025-26 में हम सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल के मेंबर बने, तो 25-26 तो दूर है अभी, लेकिन हमने उसकी तगोदो 20 से शुरू कर दी है, कई साल पहले, क्योंकि आपको लोगों को कायल करना पड़ता है, लोगों को मनाना पड़ता है और वो मुख्तलिफ ग्रुप्स की नुमाइंदगी होती है, तो उस प्रोसेस के साथ आगे बढ़ते हैं। तो ये एक फोरगॉन कंक्लूजन था।
जी नैयर
कौन सा?